We got to get to the E9 with you real quick. Some fun questions for you before we let you get out of here. And we ask this to everyone. And I have a feeling you've already mentioned this guy's name. If you could be someone else for a day, other than yourself, who would it be? Just one day you get to walk in their shoes. Maybe Mike Holder when he flew to McKinney, Texas.
Butch that.
No.
That interview with.
I'll tell you who it would be. It would be Ben Crenshaw.
Oh, nice.
And the reason it would be Ben Crenshaw, we had him come talk to the team a long time ago, and he was sitting at the top of the table, and I said, "Hey Ben, before we get started, I've got one question for you, because these are all University of Texas student athletes that are in front of you." He goes, "What's that, coach?" And I said, "Did you have a good time when you were at Texas?" And he kind of dropped his head and put his hands like cupped his face, and then he came back with this big smile and he goes, "Coach, I had a great time in college."
Yep.
I don't know what that meant, but it sure sounded pretty good. And the guy, it broke the ice. And Ben Crenshaw has always been the coolest guy that I've ever been around.
He's awesome. Love that.
On the course, off the course, all of it.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, I'm going to start you off. This is going to be a tough one here. And you can defer if you don't want to hurt any feelings. But if you were going to put together an all-time, since you've been coaching at Texas, starting five, based on their games at the college level, not necessarily how they turned out as pros, who would it be?
Well, I'm going to rank them, because you got to start with Jordan Spieth, impact player. You've got to go with Bo Hostler, because he was the Fred Haskins Award winner, which is the Heisman Trophy of college golf. You got to go with Doug Gim, because he was also he was the Ben Hogan Award winner, which is the best amateur college golfer combined for the year. And then you've got to go with Scotty Scheffler, because he's so dynamic. And then the next one up, I only got Brad Elder for a semester, so I'm gonna. He's my backup, and he's the guy that love to compete as well. But I got to put Cody Gribble in there, because if I don't have Cody Gribble, I don't have anything, and I'm not talking to you guys today. So thank God for Cody Gribble.
Shout out Cody Gribble. He did some good pub today. No, I thought Gossett would be in there for sure. You got good options, by the way. Good options. You could put a couple.
Love David too. Yeah.
What's wild is, growing up in the Dallas area where I did, Matt Rosenfeld was the man.
The guy.
And it shows you how hard professional golf is. Just didn't make it, but he was the guy. I remember when we go to tournaments, be like, oh God, he's here. This is a problem.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
really good player.
You had a lot of good ones. There's no doubt about that. I actually had that question down as well. So I'll go to the next one. Obviously, y'all's biggest rivalry in football, OU, the Red River Classic. Who's the school you hate to lose to the most in golf?
Oh, for sure, it's Oklahoma State.
I figured that.
No question about it.
Y'all had some good battles.
With Ryan Hibble. Oklahoma with Ryan Hibble is next, but Oklahoma State has been really the driving force and the energy and the synergy behind my passion for this game. And that's Mike Holder again.
Yeah, he's set the bar, and you guys have been going at it for a long time, and we'll probably continue to do so. All right, I'm going to ask you this, Coach. What's the most strict punishment you've ever given out for a player for sleeping through a workout, missing a team meeting, any sort of disciplinary matter?
Yeah, that's interesting. I had two players, probably don't want to name the names, but I had two players kind of get into it one time. And it was on the road at a tournament. And when you coach in competitive guys, there's always the possibility that somebody might get outside the box just a little bit. So these two guys went at it. When we came home, I told them, you know what? I'm going to make it tough on you guys. For the spring semester, you're going to have to qualify to qualify. In other words, you're going to have to play in your own qualifier to get to the qualifier. Both made them much better. The other thing that I did is I made them do everything together. I made them go to workout together. If one drove one morning, then the other one had to drive the next morning. I made them eat together. I made them, the only thing they didn't have to do was live together, but everything else they had to do together. And I got that from my dad, because my dad always felt like, whatever I do to your brother, I'm going to do to you. And so I felt like that's the toughest thing that I ever did, but it turned out to be absolutely wonderful for both of them.
Well, I think
that's beautiful.
you can share this because I got this story from one of those players, and I was told to ask you if you ever saw a fight happen at the Texas Tech golf course. But I'll let you choose if you want to say it or not.
That was an almost fight between Scotty Scheffler and Bo Hostler.
Yeah.
And that was because, first of all, both of those guys, and I'm going to say this in a nice way, are oversexed in the competitiveness department, right? So that's just a way of saying that. But Bo Hostler was into his game dramatically. He was playing his match. We were playing this match play against Texas Tech. And Scotty Scheffler, there's nothing worse on this planet for him than to lose to anybody in anything. So anyway, they both hit their shots on a par 5 off the tee. And I'm walking with Bo. I'm really not walking with Scotty, but I'm kind of paying attention to Bo like a caddy. He walks by this golf ball and he looks at it, and for whatever reason, he thinks that he's outdriven Scotty by 15 yards. So Scotty doesn't think anything. We walked right past the ball. Bo looked at the golf ball, and Scotty hits his shot. We get up to the ball. Bo's turn now. And he looks down and he goes, "This is not my ball."
Ooh.
And you would have thought Mount Vesuvius just went off. Like we had a volcano 15 yards below us. And Scheffler got so mad when he figured out that he'd hit the wrong ball. He ran up to the green, 260 yards on a dead sprint, picked up the ball, ran back, threw it at Bo's feet. Bo goes ahead and hits the right shot. Then Scotty has lost the hole now. And he just lost a hole. But it's killing him. And so now they're jawing against each other on the way up. And finally, on the next hole on the par 3, I told Bo, I said, "We are not going another step further until you apologize to Scotty for that." "What do I got to apologize to him for? He's the one that hit the wrong ball." And I'm like, "Because of the way you walked up to that ball and recognized that it wasn't your ball, but it was. You made a mistake, and it caused him to make a mistake. Say you're sorry." So Scotty's like walking by, he goes, "I'm sorry," like that. And then we went on.
Oh, it's beautiful. Bo was at my house the other night. I was like, "Hey, we're having Coach Fields on. You got any good stories?" He goes, "Just asking about the time me and Scotty almost got in a fight at Texas Tech."
Oh my God.
Perfect.
But I'll tell you what, those are two warriors. You want to have those guys playing for you, I promise.
Oh, you think?
Which leads perfectly into my next question. Who wins in a fight between Bo Hostler and Scotty Scheffler? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that one, Coach.
That's a battle of the Titans. They're both 6'3".
Big boys.
But I would say at that time, Scotty Scheffler was the athlete. So I wouldn't want any part of Scotty Scheffler.
Bo's leaned up nice. He's at a nice fighting weight right now.
He is looking fantastic, and I'm praying and visioning for a great year for him.
Yeah, he is very dapper. All right, I'll give my next real one. What do you dread hearing more? The Boomer Sooner fight song, or the dad of a junior golfer coming up to you telling you why you should recruit his kid?
Boomer Sooner.
That's shocking to me, actually. I bet you hear the other one more often, though.
All the time.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, got to take a look at my kid.
All right.
Correct.
Making 80 already.
My last one, I'm going to need you to help me with this because I just thought of it because we went over a few of my questions during that. But early on, probably 2003 or 4, you had a really good player that was a little bit of a bigger boy at Texas. Can you remember? Can you help me with that name? It just came to me. He was a stud.
Are we talking about Jonathan Vegas?
Yeah, that was
No,
what I was thinking.
it wasn't Johnny Vegas. He was
The guy you beat in the semifinals at the
No.
U.S. Amateur and broke our hearts?
easy match that was. No, it was before that because I was probably I was a freshman in 03. God, it's going to drive me nuts. And he was a thicker guy.
A thicker guy.
Had a funny golf swing.
Jason Hartwick?
Yes.
Hartwick.
Jason Hartwick. That is it. That guy was really good, by the way. All right, we're going to go Jason Hartwick and Lumpy have an Olive Garden breadstick eating competition. Who could take down more?
for sure Heron, because Hardwick would be looking after his weight, and Tim was not worried about that at the time.
That is
And
perfect.
Tim needs those breadsticks that sop up the liquor. You know what I mean? He needs those.
We'd be in the car, and guys, hey guys, where do you want to go eat? Well, I'm like, we're going to Olive Garden.
I love it.